We're rolling. How's it going, everyone? And welcome to the show. I'm your host, Mike Star, and on today's video, I'll be going through 100 horror films you must watch before you die. I've compiled a list of 100 of my favorite horror films to date that I recommend you all go out there and watch if you haven't seen these movies. But for the most part, a lot of people have. Let's get this video started with number 100. The Gate from 1987, 99, Blue Sunshine from 1977, absolute classic film about these drugs that have a delayed effect and people lose their hair, go crazy, and start to go on a rampage of killing people. 98, Infinity Pool, 2023, 97, Men from 2022, a film about just bizarre, absurd, just weird occurrences that are arising at this cottage in the middle of nowhere, set in rural England. Crazy horror film, check it out. 96, From Dusk Till Dawn from 1996. 95, End of Days, 1999, one of Arnold Schwarzenegger's only horror films that he's ever acted in. 94, Frozen from 2010, a film about a group of these kids stuck on this chairlift for the entire movie. Crazy horror film. 93, Critters from 1986. 92, Gothica from 2003. 91, The Stepfather from 1987. 90, Cabin Fever from 2002. Joyride from 2001. Rest in peace, Paul Walker. 88. Case 39 from 2009, a really obscure horror film with Renee Zellweger. She temporarily adopts this young girl that is in essence a descendant of the devil. Crazy horror film, crazy. Alright, 87, The People Under the Stairs from 1991. 86, Midnight Meat Train from 2008, a Clive Barker horror film starring a young Bradley Cooper. Crazy horror film, check that one out. 85, Jack Frost from 1997, a crazy killer snowman film. 84, The Other from 1972, really weird film about this kid that lives on this ranch and all these just deaths and strange occurrences start to happen to him. A really, really good movie. Great storyline for a horror film. Anyways, 83, Creepshow 2 from 1987. Really love the scene with a group of those kids on that wharf, on that river, with that slime that kills you. Anyways, 82, Spell from 2020. 81, Dagon. Crazy, crazy H.P. Lovecraft horror film. Really, really cool film about these two people on this yacht that get stranded on this island and all these weird zombie-like creatures are trying to kill them. Crazy horror film. 80, Spiral from 2019, an LGBTQIA horror film. 79, The Last Man on Earth from 1964, starring Vincent Price. Really cool end of the world horror film. 78, The Omega Man from 1971, really cool. Charlton Heston, I think it's Charlton Heston, yeah. Another end of the world horror film. 77, End of the Line from 2007. 76, Race with the Devil, 1975. Some people that are camping in the middle of nowhere, they go out in the night on a bushwalk and discover a group of these occultists, Satanists that are sacrificing these people on this fire. Crazy horror film. Check it out. 75, The Mist from 2007. 74, Let the Right One In from 2008. Swedish horror film. Really cool. 73, Night of the Living Dead, 1968. The original horror film that started it all. 72, The Hitcher from 1986. I just did a video on that film. 71, The Amityville Horror from 1979. 70, Martyrs from 2008. Really, really just, this film really touches a nerve with me. This is another level horror film. And one of the goriest horror films I've ever seen in my life. Anyways, I got low battery, so let's keep it moving. 69, Psycho from 1960. 68, The Blair Witch Project from 1999. One of the highest grossing films on the smallest budget. Found footage style film that started it all, about a group of documentary filmmakers that go out in the middle of nowhere to document this this witch story, and then they start to die off one by one. You all know the movie, check it out. Then they made a part 2. Anyways, here we go. 67, Invasion of the Body Snatchers from 1956, the original one, the black and white one. Great, great horror sci-fi film. 66, The Creature from the Black Lagoon from 1954, a universal horror film about this creature that lives in the swamp there, similar to the Loch Ness Monster. Anyways, keep on cruising. 65, What Lies Beneath from the year 2000, Harrison Ford and Michelle Pfeiffer, really cool, yeah, psychological horror thriller film. Check it out. Anyway, 64, Fright Night from 1985. One of my favorite vampire films to date, with one of the best soundtracks from Brad Fiedel. Did a good soundtrack. 63, Longlegs from 2024. Great film, similar to Silence of the Lambs. Nicolas Cage, amazing performance, enough said. Predator from 1987, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yes, this is a horror film. Basically a horror film, sci-fi, kind of monster film. You all know the Predator film. 61, Midsummer from 2019, an Ari Aster film. This film is very similar to The Wicker Man. Yes, very similar to The Wicker Man. Definitely drew inspiration from The Wicker Man. Not better than The Wicker Man, mind you. Next, number 60, Final Destination from the year 2000, a great Devon Sawa film that spawned like 6, 7 other films after that, and they were all garbage except for the third one. Anyways, moving on. 59, Candyman from 1992. Yes, you all know the Candyman movies, but this is the first one, starring Virginia Madsen. The film about, if you say Candyman in the mirror 5, 10 times, however many times, he comes out, a man with a hook for an arm, comes out of the mirror and kills you. Great film, Tony Todd, performance of a lifetime, enough said. Next one, Saw 2 from 2005, Saw 1 from 2004, you all know the Saw films. The Black Throne from 2021, The Shining from 1980, number 54, The Descent from 2005, a great film about a group of people that go and explore this cave. They get stranded in this cave. They can't leave the cave because they don't know how to leave it, because their ropes break and snap. They get lost in there, and then there are these albino kind of creatures that are killing them off one by one. Good, scary, definitely one of the scariest films I've seen to date. Keep on moving. The Thing from 1982, great sci-fi horror film. Bone Tomahawk, have to talk about this one. 2015, a great Western horror film about these cannibals that live in this cave, and a group of these bounty hunters or police officers in the 1800s Western times. They go to travel from where they're living to this cave to stop these cannibals from causing havoc amongst society during those times. Moving on, that's so underrated, that movie. The Exorcist from 1973, Eraserhead from 1977, David Lynch's, one of David Lynch's greatest films of all time. Anyway, moving on, here we go, the light went out. Okay, Drag Me to Hell from 2009, The Lighthouse from 2019, a Robert Eggers film, great film about 2 lighthouse keepers, scary lighthouse film. Hereditary from 2018, another great Ari Aster movie. Us from 2019, great Jordan Peele film. 28 Days Later from 2002, scary, definitely one of the greatest horror films to date. A Danny Boyle film, great underrated British filmmaker, definitely one of the best. Okay, moving forward, 10 Cloverfield Lane, 2016. Haven't seen any of them, just seen this one, and this is a great film. Definitely check it out. The Invisible Man from 2020. Yes, great. Just haven't seen the original black and white Invisible Man, but this one, for some reason, I've watched it more times than I can remember. Great film. The Ring, or Ringu, great Japanese horror film from 1998. The Devil's Backbone from 2001, an early Guillermo del Toro horror film about these kids at an orphanage that are seeing these ghosts. Scary, crazy film that I grew up watching in primary school. The original Halloween, John Carpenter's from 78. The Silence of the Lambs from 1991. Get Out, another Jordan Peele film from 2017. So we're up to 36 now. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 1974. Great horror film. Definitely rest in peace Gunnar Hansen and Tobe Hooper. Another great Japanese horror film, 35. Dark Water from 2005. Hideo Nakata horror film, great horror film, Japanese folklore horror film about a mother and daughter. They go to live at this apartment complex, continually raining in this movie. The little girl starts seeing this apparition, this ghost haunting the apartment complex there. Crazy, scary horror film. And then the climax to this movie is just freaky. Japanese people know how to make a great horror film. Anyway, moving on. The Green Inferno from 2013. A great Eli Roth horror film. Another great Eli Roth horror film, 33, Hostel from 2005. Great Eli Roth horror film. I definitely love Hostel 1 and 2. The third one was garbage. But yeah, the first Hostel film is the best one. Okay, 32, The Human Centipede, first sequence from 2009. 31, Grandmother's House from 1989, a lesser known horror film, very similar to the style of the TV series Goosebumps. Feels like an extended episode of Goosebumps. These two kids that go to live with their grandparents, and their grandparents, they think their grandparents are these maniacs. Anyways, moving on. Number 30 is Ice Cream Man starring Clint Howard from 1995, a crazy killer ice cream man film. He drives his ice cream truck and he's killing people and turning them into ice cream. Cool film, love it, and I know they're making a part 2 because I saw this interview with Clint Howard talking about it. Anyway, Blade 2 from 2002, Guillermo del Toro's version of the Blade movies. Yes, in particular the second one is the best one in my opinion. Blade 1 was really good. Rest in peace, Chris Christopherson. The second one that Guillermo del Toro did is just an absolute, like, this, you know, with those vampires that mouth is open at the jaw here. I just love the second one. Moving on, Dracula 2000, starring a young Gerard Butler from the year 2000. A great Wes Craven, lesser known horror film. Great movie, I love that film. Rest in peace, Wes Craven. The Reflecting Skin from 1990, a lesser known horror film about vampires, starring a young Viggo Mortensen, a gothic style horror film by Philip Ridley, I think, did that film. Anyway, the next one is Frailty from 2001, an early Matthew McConaughey film starring what's his name? I'm blanking, but rest in peace to the lead actor in that movie. Frailty from 2001. Child's Play from 1988, the original Child's Play, starring a young Catherine Hicks about the possessed doll. Yes, Brad Dourif. You all know Child's Play. They've kind of turned it into a joke now, but the first Child's Play and the third one are the best ones. My favorite one is the third one, but for the purpose of this video, Child's Play 1 is number 25. Number 24, Children of the Corn, 1984. Saw that film last night. Linda Hamilton, a great Stephen King adaptation. Mandy from 2018, one of my favorite horror films of all time. Just a really weird Nicolas Cage horror film. Check it out, with one of the greatest soundtracks of all time. Number 22, The Omen from 1976. You can't go wrong with Damien, The Omen. That is the answer to the 70s Exorcist film, very similar to The Exorcist. Alright, moving on to 21, The Hills Have Eyes from 77, another great early Wes Craven film. That's the film that made him famous. 20, Wrong Turn from 2003, starring Elijah Dushku. Great movie. 19, I Know What You Did Last Summer from 97. Great film with a young Jennifer Love Hewitt, Ryan Phillippe, and Freddie Prinze Jr. about a group of kids that accidentally run over this guy. You want to know the story, then the guy comes back for revenge. The Fisherman. Anyways, number 18, a lesser-known horror film from 1977, The Sentinel, starring a young Beverly D'Angelo about a girl that moves into this apartment and is struck with all these weird, strange supernatural occurrences. 17, 1972, Crawl Space, the original, not the Korkinski Crawl Space, but one of the rarest movies that if you own on DVD, is the one I'm talking about. The TV movie Crawl Space, a film about a drifter that goes to stay with this elderly couple, lives in their crawl space in their basement, and they never really had kids, but they kind of take care of him like their own, and then all these weird things start happening in the town that they live in, and all signs point to this drifter. And yeah, the drifter turns out to be this psycho, but great film. Check it out. TV movie. You can watch it all on YouTube if you're interested. Alright, number 16, Rosemary's Baby from 1968. 15, Scream 2 from 97. 14, Scream 1 from 1996. Society from 1989, a great Brian Usner film about a group of these richer people that have these really weird orgies and turn into these monsters, and the kid in it discovers that whole society. Really just messed up horror film, but great practical effects for Brian Usner though and his team. Great. Anyways, the next one is one of my favorite horror films of all time. That's number 12, The Wicker Man from 1973. Classic Wicker Man film about a cult on this island. Police officer goes to this island to investigate this missing girl. Great horror film, check it out. Definitely crazy. Next one is Suspiria from 1977. Dario Argento, Suspiria. Number 10 is The Lost Boys from 1987. Great Joel Schumacher film. You all know The Lost Boys, a vampire film about vampires, teenagers, motorcycle riding enthusiasts. Great film. Rest in peace, Corey Haim. Stars Corey Feldman. What can I say? I'm losing my mind doing this video. Alright, The Witches from 1990. Yes, that's a Roald Dahl adaptation. The Witches film with Angelica Houston and Rowan Atkinson. Yes, this film is a horror film that scared me as a kid, especially the scene where the Grand-Eyed Witch reveals herself. Number 8, Resident Evil from 2002, the original Resident Evil film, starring Mila Jovovich and Michelle Rodriguez. Love it, especially the scene where all the zombies are coming out for the first time, and the police that are underground, special forces police, along with Mila Jovovich, have to take out these zombies. Alright, number 7, Paper House from 1988. Check it out. That is kind of a kid's dark horror film that not many people have watched. Great horror film with an early score by Hans Zimmer. Love the score to that movie. Bad Ronald, number 6 from 1974. Another great television movie. Great film about this kid that accidentally kills this girl. Then his mother hides this kid in the bathroom, then they put like a wall over it with wallpaper, and he ends up living in this room and nobody knows he's there, not the cops. Then his mother goes out one day, she never comes back, then this new family moves into the home and the kid is living in the wall, perving at this new family that moves in to this home. But good film, check it out. That's another movie you can watch all on YouTube. Alright, number 5, Hellbound Hellraiser 2 from 1988. Number 4, the original Hellraiser from 1987. That is my favorite horror film of all time, by the way. Moving on to number 3, A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge from 1985. Number 2, A Nightmare on Elm Street, the original from 1984, starring a young Johnny Depp. And both films are by Wes Craven, by the way. Number 1 is one of my favorite horror films of all time, and that is the 1990 horror film adaptation from Stephen King's novel, and that is Misery, a story about a romance novelist that drives his car off a cliff in the snow, and the crazed fan finds him there left for dead, takes him out of the car, back to her place. She's a nurse, she nurses him back to health, but doesn't let him out of the home and tells him all these lies that he can't leave the home because there's a thunderstorm, there's a blizzard, and then anyways, you all know the story, and then he's living there with her against his will. But great horror film, and that is 100 horror films you need to watch before you die. Thank you all for watching. I'm Mike Stark. If you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below with your thoughts and some of your favorites that may not be on this list, or maybe they are. So also let me know in the comment section down below, but also check out my previous video where I talk about Terrifier 3 film that just came out, and my thoughts on it all, but that's another story, so I'll put it in the description to where you can watch that video. But I am flustered. Whew, I need a drink. But yes, I'll catch you all in my next video. Mike's signing off, saying I'll see you all then. Stay safe, stay tuned, and have a good night.